Hi, this is Dave Kettlewell, your host of mastersofharmonica.com. Big question today. Are you going to learn to read music? I can relate to whatever fears you may have because I didn't know how to read music until a few years ago to really read it competently. And I was like, gosh, it just seems like a language that I didn't know anything about. And how would I go about doing it? And would it be hard or would it be easy for me? I want you to know that there is a difference between learning to play the harmonica well, technically. You know, to hear music in your mind and play it or play along with other musicians. There's a difference between that skill and the skill of reading music. And you'll find that players kind of break into two camps. There's players that only play by ear, and they're true in guitar too, or harmonica players that only play by ear. A lot of jazz players, improvisational players often. And then there's a group that are trained to read music. And everything that they play usually is written. Very seldom you'll find a player who can do both. That can improv, like, let's say that you have a song that you want to play, like, just, anything, like, da 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 da, or da 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 da. So that's just, you hear it in your mind and you play it on the instrument. But when you read notes, you're like reading a page with words. And it'll tell you what note you're to play and how strongly you're to play it, whether it's going to be quiet or whether it's going to be loud, and what the rhythm is, because rhythm is a part of music, very important part. Well, what I found was that learning how to read music was very, very simple with this book. I've read a lot of books on music theory, but this particular grouping, and this one is A Creative Approach to Music Fundamentals by William Duckworth. This is the 6th edition. This is about a 12-year-old book. He's got an explanation of everything in here. What is a staff that you write music on? What are the lines called? What are the spaces called? What are the notes called? What do the notes look like? What's rhythm? How's rhythm notated? And how to read music. And he starts off and he makes it simple and he makes it easy for you. And I'd say if you get this book and you can get this one, or this is another book, same book, it's just a more recent version. They run about $6 to $10 used on eBay, and you'll find that they will walk you through everything that you need to know. My advice with you on reading music is don't be in a rush. If you read one page a day and you get a little bit of information, that's plenty. Take your time and do little exercises, as when they ask you to in the book, because he does have exercises. And just get in slowly and gently, and don't ask yourself to do too much. I know when I first started reading music, I really didn't pay any attention to the rhythm. I was just, can I hit those notes? So you're allowed to do that. You can just go through and can I find that note? But what it will do for you, if you can learn to read music, is you'll be able to sit down with other musicians, put music on a music stand, and you can play the piece. Just like you could read somebody a book. You can open up a book, you can read it. It's the same with music. And after a while, when you've done it long enough, reading music is about the same as reading words in a book. And it gets that way with music too. So I'd say understand that it's a long pathway. Just get started and take it easy. Don't make it too hard on yourself. Secrets. These are some of the things that chromatic harmonica players use to make their training easier and more effective. So I'm just going to share a lot of tools with you, and you can look at them and maybe decide that you want to try some.